The power you fear the most is the one that hides behind silence, coldness, and unpredictability. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't beg for permission. It simply takes what it wants while you're still wondering what happened. Most people walk through life thinking fairness wins. They believe kindness gets rewarded. They trust that following the rules protects them. And then one day, someone cold, calculated and ruthless walks into their life and flips everything upside down. That person doesn't play by the rules. They write their own. 500 years ago, a man named Niccolò Machiavelli wrote down what everyone was too afraid to say out loud. He didn't sugarcoat it. He didn't make it pretty. He laid bare the brutal truth about power, control, and survival, and people have been terrified of his words ever since. This isn't about being a good person. This isn't about morality or justice. This is about understanding the game that's being played around you every single day. Because whether you like it or not, ruthless people exist, and they're winning. Here's what most people don't realize. The rules you follow weren't made by people like you. They were made by people in power to keep you in line. Think about that for a second. The system rewards rule breakers at the top, while punishing rule breakers at the bottom. The powerful play a different game entirely, and they don't want you to know the rules. So the question is simple. Will you keep pretending the world is fair, or will you finally face the ruthless power you've been avoiding? Now I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I see the game. Number 1. Weakness versus strength. You can be the nicest person in the room. You can follow every rule, treat everyone with respect, and never hurt a soul. And you know what happens? People take advantage of you. They use your kindness as a doormat. They exploit your fairness because they know you won't fight back. Ruthless people don't see kindness as virtue. They see it as vulnerability. They see someone who can be manipulated, someone who won't push back when pushed, someone who values being liked more than being respected. Here's the truth Machiavelli understood. Strength isn't about being the loudest or the meanest. It's about refusing to be used. It's about drawing lines that no one can cross without consequences. It's about making people think twice before they try anything with you. Weak people react emotionally. They get upset. They complain. They plead for fairness. Strong people act strategically. They stay calm, they observe, and they strike when it counts. Let me tell you about something called the doormat effect. When you're too accommodating, people don't respect you more. They respect you less. They see you as someone without boundaries, someone they can push around. And once that image sets in, breaking it takes 10 times more effort than preventing it in the first place. The ruthless understand this instinctively. They don't waste time trying to be everyone's friend. They focus on being someone no one dares to disrespect. They establish boundaries early and enforce them consistently. And people learn quickly where the line is. Machiavelli once said, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand. For everyone can see and few can feel. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few really know what you are." That's the game right there. Most people judge you by how you appear, not by who you actually are. If you appear weak, you'll be treated as weak. If you appear strong, you'll be treated as strong. Reality matters less than perception. You don't have to become heartless, but you do have to stop being an easy target. Because in a world full of sharks, being a goldfish gets you eaten. The choice isn't between being good or bad. It's between being respected or being used. Think about the last time someone disrespected you. Did you let it slide? Did you make excuses for them? Did you convince yourself it wasn't a big deal? That's weakness. Not the disrespect itself, but your acceptance of it. Strong people don't ignore disrespect. They address it immediately, clearly, and without apology. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. Strength over approval. Number 2. Entering God mode. There's a mental state that ruthless people operate from. It's cold, detached, and completely free from the emotions that paralyze most people. Let's call it God mode. When you're in God mode, guilt doesn't touch you, approval doesn't move you, fear doesn't control you. You see situations for what they are, not what you wish they were. You make decisions based on logic, not feelings. You act without needing someone to pat you on the back and tell you you're a good person. Most people can't do this. They're trapped in their emotions. They need validation. They need reassurance. They need everyone to like them. And that need makes them weak. Because the moment you need something from someone, they have power over you. Ruthless people don't need anything from anyone. They operate from a place of complete self-sufficiency. They make their own rules. They decide their own standards. They don't ask for permission, and they don't apologize for their choices. This doesn't mean they're emotionless robots. It means they control their emotions instead of letting their emotions control them. They feel anger, but they don't explode. They feel hurt, but they don't break. They feel fear, but they don't freeze. Think about a surgeon performing a critical operation. They can't afford to get emotional about the patient's condition. They can't let fear shake their hands. They need absolute clarity, absolute focus, absolute detachment from anything that doesn't serve the outcome. That's God mode. Now apply that to your life. How many decisions have you made because you were afraid of what people would think? How many opportunities have you passed up because you didn't want to seem aggressive or selfish? How many times have you silenced your own interests to keep the peace? Every single one of those moments was you giving away power. Machiavelli once said, "Where the willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great." In other words, when you're truly committed to something, obstacles become irrelevant. But most people aren't committed. They're conflicted. They want success, but they also want everyone to like them. They want power, but they also want to be seen as humble. They want respect, but they don't want to do anything that might offend someone. That internal conflict kills momentum. God mode eliminates it. You decide what matters, you commit fully, and everything else becomes noise. Here's how you start entering this state. Stop explaining yourself. When you make a decision, make it. Don't justify it to people who won't be affected by it. Don't seek approval from people who aren't living your life. Just act, and let your results speak for themselves. Second, practice emotional observation. When you feel anger, don't act on it immediately. Step back, watch it. Ask yourself, is this emotion useful right now? If yes, channel it strategically. If no, let it pass. You're not suppressing emotions, you're mastering them. Third, eliminate the word should from your vocabulary. I should be nicer. I should care more about their feelings. I should make everyone comfortable. Says who? Who decided these rules? And more importantly, are those rules serving you or controlling you? God mode is about clarity. It's about seeing the chessboard while everyone else is just reacting to the pieces. It's about thinking 3 moves ahead while they're stuck on move 1. And once you enter God mode, you realize something powerful. Most people are predictable. Their emotions make them easy to read. Their need for approval makes them easy to influence. Their fear of conflict makes them easy to navigate around. You don't need to be cruel, you just need to be awake. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Clarity over comfort. Number 3, power through invisibility. Here's something most people get wrong about power. They think it's loud. They think it's about being seen, being heard, being at the center of attention. That's not power, that's performance. Real power moves in silence. It shapes outcomes without being noticed. It influences decisions without fingerprints. It changes the game while everyone else is still arguing about the rules.